Spoil mama on the go, lighten up the road, carrying heart and bubbly smile, lifting up the load. Sweet and helpful, got that cheer, every friend all year, witty spark and endless laughs, always bringing near. Every shoulder show, sailing wide, oceans calling true. Travel far and stroll, travel far, discover more, seas that sparkle blue. Cruising waves with breeze in hair, trail without a map. Mom and family side by side, take another lap. Oh, my land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love we'll always go. Oh, my land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free and never be the same. Family ties that never break, love that leads the way. In your arms we find the strength, rocking every day. Smiles that shine on rainy days, through the fog and mist. In your warmth, our hearts are held. Feel that gentle kiss. Oh, my land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love we'll always go. Oh, my land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Mountains high and valleys low, through it all you stand. Anchor strong in stormy seas, steady as the land. Memory of every trip, laughter on the breeze. With you, life's an endless ride, always here to please.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? Oh, jeez. Silly computer. There we go. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing okay. This weather, which should make up its mind. It's 9 degrees today, which is, 48 Fahrenheit. We're up in high 70s, low 80s a couple days ago, and then the rain and everything switched, and pollen flying and everything else. My allergies are driving me crazy. Mostly my eyes. I just want to rip them out. So I'm doing my best. I need to get some the allergy Visine, but I haven't got out to get that yet. Taking allergy pills. It's helping mostly everything else except my eyes. Get to a point I just want to drive me crazy. So who we got in here today? We got Joe's in here. Good morning. How's everything down under? Been a while. Yep, we haven't been catching up for a while. Then we got Scott popping in here. Hi, Scott. How's it going? What did Joe say? Currently 11.2. Feels like 6.5. It's currently warmer there than it is here. I know this is Canada, really. And it's supposed to be rain tomorrow. Yeah, it's getting a lot of rain. We got hot for a couple days and then rain, but we got lucky because there were some really bad storms that went through, but they kind of went north of Sarnia and hit London, so we got lucky that we didn't get the winds and storm damages, and they're questioning whether tornadoes touch down. We haven't had a tornado, knock on wood. It hit Sarnia since 1953. The closest we got was one, I would say, in the 80s, about 15 minutes outside of town. But that's the closest we've got. So knock on wood, everything stays safe. So tonight we're doing another Where the Canuck Are We? Now, tonight is someplace I haven't been yet. That's a big yet. I know somebody that's been there, and the pictures come from them and some friends. So when I get shown the pictures, and I'll explain them afterwards, because I'm not explaining them as I go, because I don't want to give it away. But you guys will probably figure it out quite easily. We'll get to that in a minute. So my plans next week we'll be making poutine, and with that following weekend my plans are to go to Poutine Fest. So I'll make poutine on the Thursday night and see how it compares to Poutine Fest. And I think I might even go live from Poutine Fest. I can go live on my phone from YouTube. So maybe take a look around and show you the things and the different kinds. I didn't do it last year in London. It was too dang cold. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it'll warm up for that weekend. I don't know. I'll have to look at the temperature. So I'm going to bring up, share screen again. And I'll bring up this. And then I'm going to go over here and turn it to the presentation. So I won't be able to see. Oh, is that Sean S? Ice on the river or lake yet? I was down by the river yesterday. I'm thinking of the intro there. I showed the bridge fries. Down by the river yesterday with a friend, and there was no ice going down the river. And from what I can see, when we're kind of like the mouth of the river out on the lake, I didn't see any ice there. We really didn't get that cold this year. So I hope I didn't get that down too low. It gave the way on the map. So where the Canuck are we? Now, I'm not sure if that's sunrise or sunset, but there's a lot of water around there. A lot of that white stuff, too. Yeah. I'm thinking that must be a sunset. I'm just trying to think about where the area is situated. Nope, that might. Where the Canuck are we? So. I don't know if he found some garbage or what. Might have been. They may give it away. Yeah, we didn't have any of that on the lake that I seen this winter. And this is the housing in that area. Oops, move that up there. Northwest Territories looks like Yellowknife to me. We're getting closer. It's a lot of white stuff. Must be warmer weather in this picture. Where's my? Oh, there it is. I said you're getting closer, Joe. This one and the next two are pretty cool. I would love to be somewhere where I can take pictures. Know this. I love this one. This was taken by a friend of the person that was there. Isn't that beautiful? You got the Northern Lights and some Canucks. Most of the ones I've seen, they've shared are green. That one looks like it's maybe have a little reddish or purplish at the top. It's definitely somewhere cold because this I think is still in nicer weather, and there's still some of these. Hey, V. Now, if anybody, like this, it says 1879. I'm not sure if that was when the person was born or passed. But if anybody recognizes this kind of writing, I'm guessing they'd use ice as a road surface there. A lot of gravel. So not a lot of green, and yeah, there is a truck out there, over there. I don't think I've seen so much they take any vehicles out on the ice. They usually take snow machines. And this is how this community gets deliveries. This is when supplies come in and how they come in. It's another delivery. I don't know whether that's goods or oil. Now, the next one, not for the squeamish. Because this is part of the long time no chat yet. Well, I have chatted to you outside of here, but this is one of the things the community uses for survival. And the next picture, I think, is also related to that. So it's not for the squeamish if you don't want to watch that. Now, if you can believe that picture, it's 9:30 in the morning. This was back in 2021. It was taken. So that's 9:30 in the morning. It's pretty dark. The Northwest Territories is close. And here's one in August at 1:20 a.m. You and Joe are close. You say Northwest Territories. Yeah, it's warm weather. We're wearing hoodies outside. And there's still ice out on the bay. It's a little farther away from Alaska. You got the Yukon beside Alaska, and then Northwest Territories, and you're closer with Northwest Territories. How many pictures we got left? Does it tell me? Nope, we're only halfway through. I guess I better go a little faster. There's some storage of their oil there. And the cemetery right along here. There's a rainbow. Low clouds or fog. Yeah, no trees around. Nope, not Victoria Island. Now, people have said Northwest Territories are close. I'll give a few more pictures and then I'll give another clue to that. It's part of a glacier in that one. I'm not sure that's melting down the middle there, or whether it's frozen ice. Next picture is pretty. Kind of reminds me of the pictures of Lake Louise in Alberta, where the mountains are on either side and they reflect in the water, but it's not Lake Louise. It's not Alberta. That, at the bottom is the name of the national park. Don't ask me to pronounce that. But the person that was there went to that national park, and then somebody gave her the pin. Nope, there's a sled dog. Oops, that was ahead of you. Yeah, a lot of the animals, I guess, are kind of roam freely, surprisingly. It's another community coming up. And they are part of the indigenous community. So we're talking north and cold. and close to Northwest Territories. Technically, it once part of Northwest Territories. This must be Canada Day. Not sure how they celebrate it, but a little parade or little displays. We got local police doing a barbecue. That's correct, B. This is up in Nunavut, and these pictures, a lot of them were taken by my cousin and some by her friends. And I think a lot of them are Igloo Lick, but there were some other communities she went to as well. So this is way, way up north of Hudson Bay, around Baffin Island. So you're going way north and under. I'll show you on a map near the end how close to actually Greenland it is. A lot of rocks, a lot of snow, a lot of ice. This was from the plane. They go in and out of the community by like small planes. They go from whatever the community to Iqaluit, which is the capital of Nunavut, which is at the south, kind of the southeast end of Baffin Island. That little red up in the corner is part of the plane. And there's a pair of mittens that somebody made for her, and very nice. And another person also made her a coat, but I don't have a picture of her coat. And they use all the resources up there, so things are made from seal skin or whale or bear or whatever. They don't have Walmart down the road. Everything comes in by boat, and things are quite expensive. So one of those communities that still uses those kind of resources. Native winter wear is worth the cost. My rabbit mitts lasted up north, lasted me 6 winters. I still maybe get them out one of these times. I'm going through stuff. I still have a pair of what they wear on their feet. My mom had a pair from when we were out west. They're called mucklucks. They're like boots. I still have those. They don't fit me very good. My feet were a little bit bigger than hers, so, but I still kept them. It's a beautiful picture of the Inuksuks. I like this picture too. I think this was in the airport. It says Inuksuks to let them know we were here. She showed me some of the art at one of the airports. It was beautiful. Now, can you imagine paying $23.89 for an off-brand of dill pickles? One jar. My cousin was telling me in the last place she was at, they sent her to get a case of water. I think, was it a 24 pack? I think it was a 24 pack, and it was $200 and something for one 24 pack. Because cost goes by the weight of things because they have to either ship them in by plane or by boat, or they fly them in, and they have to pay the freight on that. It's really expensive. Oh, you heard me talking about airplanes, airports, and I know like a 12-pack of Diet Coke one time she told me at one place was like $82. I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't drink Diet Coke anymore, but I drink mostly water. But I couldn't imagine paying $200 for a case of water. So here's a map, kind of faint there. This is a Calumet, the black star here. She's been in Pangnirtung. This is on, a lot of these are Baffin Island area. Igloolik was another place she was there. And Arctic Bay, these were all on Baffin Island. She was also in Joe Haven and Resolute Bay a couple other times, and she's going somewhere else different. I don't remember this time, but she flies from, I take her to London. She flies from London to Toronto, Toronto to Ottawa, Ottawa up here to Iqaluit, and then Iqaluit to whatever community she's going to. And she said, like, if she was only going to, what was the last one? It was Arctic Bay or something like that. If it was shorter for them to go to Joe Haven first, they'd go to Joe Haven first, then pick up her in Arctic Bay, and then back to somewhere else, and then finally back to Iqaluit, and then flying down to Ottawa. So I'm down here at the bottom, down towards Detroit. The next star is, let's move the cursor there. The next star up from the bottom is Toronto. And then the next one is Ottawa. And that's 9 hours from me driving from here to Ottawa. And then flying Ottawa all the way up to Iqaluit. And then on to whatever other place she is from there. Airports? Yes, Steve, airports. Although I don't know about flying into one of those little airports on a runway that may or may not have snow on it and flying in a small plane. I don't know. Not my idea of fun. Big plane? I'm good. I'm getting better. Planning for a mega overseas trip in 2029 to 2030, flying from Sydney to Vancouver. Whoa. Mega trip overseas in 2029 or 2030, flying from Sydney to Vancouver to Toronto, and then the Air Canada bus to Sarnia. You got to let me know, Joe, so I can meet up with you. I know you're probably going to come see the folks at Preferred Towing too. Exciting to meet you in person. So you gotta let me know when you're coming. That's exciting news. And yes, our new Air Canada bus starting soon. It's your super early advance warning. Okay. I'll put it on my calendar. I'll add it to my travel bucket list. Joe coming 2029 or 2030. Advance warning, and we get maybe B and Steve will come down to meet you. Because I'm not planned out that far. I'm only tentatively till 2028. I'm excited now. That'll be fun. So what's everybody else up to? Head to New York to meet a lovely swim. Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, my closest to New York City, I had a 2-hour layover there in 2022 coming back from Miami. And it really sucked because it was cloudy and overcast and we didn't get to see a darn thing. So sat in the airport, crowded airport, and did nothing for 2 hours. Then got back on a plane and flew to Detroit. But I wouldn't mind seeing some things in New York City. I'm not into the shows and all that, but there are some things I wouldn't mind. We had a long layover in New York where you could pop out of the airport for a few hours. Oh, you might visit Jimmy and Colleen. That would be nice. The tourist to his wife. I haven't really got any travel plans until 2028, and I gotta work up to what's going on there because number one, don't know what the cruise what cruise ship or where the cruise is going yet, and it's driving me crazy because I want to make some plans, but I can't make any plans until. Although I am saving, I added more to my savings yesterday for that cruise, so getting excited, looking forward to it. Hoping like they're hoping too for kind of more Eastern Caribbean, some of the other islands that we haven't been to yet, but I don't know. Have to wait and see. So far, I've just been looking at all the NCL ships. Flights look to be reasonable, just shy of 2,500 Aussie in economy. That's not bad. That's not too bad. It's gonna be a lot of flying. A lot of hours in the air, but you said Sydney to Vancouver. Vancouver airport is big. I've been to Vancouver airport. I flew out west in 2013. We flew from London. I keep want to say Toronto. I haven't flown out of Toronto in years. We flew from London to Calgary, Alberta, and then Calgary to Vancouver. I know I was almost tempted to stay on the plane because that plane was going on to Hawaii, but no. We got off in Vancouver, and then flying home, we went from Vancouver to Edmonton to Winnipeg, and then Winnipeg to London. And by then, I had enough flying for that week. We were gone a little over 2 weeks, but that's a lot of flying. And it was my first time flying with my kids. My kids have been on their first flight when they went to Tim Hortons camp when they were 9 and 13. So I missed their first flight experience. My oldest, not bad for flying. My youngest, it didn't go good coming home, but a lot of that was we were overtired. Hey, Scotty J, how are you doing? I was watching you last night for a while. But I was tired, so I was just watching. You guys with anchors away. I said my allergies and my eyes, they're just, by the time I go to bed, they're just burning. I need to go out and get some eye drops. The allergy eye ones. And this weather needs to smarten up. Up and down and wet and doing good, been lazy all day. I've been lazy for a while today, but I had my computer downstairs the last couple days, so I had to bring that up to put laundry away. What else did I do? Yeah, I've been kind of lazy. I should have got some ambition and walked down to the grocery store, but I ended up having a can of soup for dinner because I was too lazy to make anything. I've traveled by bus the last few times. I've traveled anywhere from 130 to Sydney to Melbourne and back in 2024, and up to 300 Sydney to Brisbane and back to 2020. Yeah, I've been watching. Well, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, mostly like Bondi Rescue, and then a couple of the ambulance and paramedic shows. And so I think if I say won the lottery or came into some money and was able to travel down under, I would definitely want to go to Sydney, and then I'd have to probably find a way down to Melbourne. Or some people would be upset with me if I didn't come down to Melbourne. But I'd have to win some money because I'd want to do Melbourne. I'd also want to go north of Sydney too to I have to go visit the Australian Zoo. When you got to meet Nick, Shauna, and Lana. Yeah, that was quite the trip for Nick because he came to Toronto first, and me and Steve and I got to meet up with Nick in Toronto. Then he went to Montreal, then came back to Toronto, met up with his parents, then went down to Niagara Falls. Then they went back up to Toronto, and then they took the train across Canada, and then he went from Canada down under. Well, that was quite the trip for him, but it was a chance to meet him. And I've got to meet Sean and Lana. Now I'm going to meet Joe. So I'm looking forward to it in a couple of years, 3 years or so. I've seen the pictures of when you guys meeting up with them. I got a lot of travel plans in my head, but one trip at a time, and the next one is 2028. Unless something comes up in between. I will be going over to Michigan again in the summer, but only to pet sit for about a week. It was fun. We had fun with me getting Jimmy on a video call to. Oh yes, I heard about that one. Yeah, that was. I heard that story. That was funny. It was like a Papa Mosa moment, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm not one for watching a lot of answering a lot of video calls without an advance warning. But I'm looking forward to traveling. Looking forward to next week. We're going to make poutine and going to Poutine Fest. Maybe meeting up with some friends that weekend. And then well, that really jumped. Said suddenly I had 13 people watching. Really? So Joe's got travel plans. Anybody else in here got travel plans in the future? I said I'm going to be going to Michigan this summer to pet sit. Other than that, I really don't have any plans to go too far, but you never know when something's going to come up. There's some big trips. A big one will be 2028 because I'm saving up for that. For the Heroes Cruise. I already, because you know my job with HH4C, I already know who the potential recipients are so far. I'm just waiting for a little bit more information, and then we'll know some of them. On that trip, I ended up spending 5 days with a friend up in Rupna, where I got to check out a wonderful museum called the Museum of Vehicle Evolution and a truck show at the same time. That would be interesting. I haven't done a lot of museums lately, like the Lost Museum. I did the War Museum in Ottawa, and then the Royal Tyrrell Museum out in Drumheller, British Columbia. You got not many people get to. Well, I was trying to take a real big guess the way the words are said in Australia. Learning some of the lingo while listening. Well, I was listening to Bondi Rescue when I fell asleep last night, so you hear some of the lingo, so you kind of learn a little bit in the pronunciation. But the War Museum in Ottawa was interesting. It had a lot of tanks and planes and stuff like that. The Royal Tyrrell Museum in Drumheller, Alberta, which is not too far from Calgary, had all the dinosaurs and stuff, which was really cool. My kids really enjoyed that because my oldest was into dinosaurs when he was little. It's cool to. I don't know what other museums do we have nearby. No, we have the Oil Heritage Museum, like a lot of the history of the oil. That's not out near Petrolia or Oil Springs area. A lot of interesting history there, but as people thought the first oil was in one place, but it's in another place, and how they don't mind how they dug for or drilled for oil. There's still some of the old-fashioned oil pump things out there. It's really cool to watch. We never have really anything exciting in Sarnia. We had one called Stones and Bones. It was really interesting. A lot of nature history stuff, but it did close down for a while when the curator passed away. But I think somebody else in the family has taken over it. I have to go check that out. Welcome in, Ham and Cheese Adventures. Good to meet you. We were talking. I had where the Canuck are we? I show different pictures of somewhere in Canada. And then I got one coming up that won't be Canada, but it'll be where the Canuck are we going. You'll have to guess where that one is. But showing different places in Canada. Today I showed places and people were trying to guess, and it was Iqaluit. It's the only place so far that I got done pictures of that I haven't been. I have a couple more coming up in the next couple months that are places I've been to. And then next weekend we have Poutine Fest in Sarnia, and I will be making poutine next Thursday night on my live. So it'll be the first time making poutine, so you can join in and we can see how it tastes, and then I'll do a live on the weekend, and we can, I'll compare. Did I do a good job, or should I leave it to the professionals? So that means I have to get. I'm not making homemade fries, so I'll have to get some frozen ones. I'll have to get some good frozen ones. I'll have to get stuff to make brown gravy, and I have to get cheese curds. And I found a place to get cheese curds that are really good. So I'm looking forward to trying that next week. I have to figure out my schedule for June. I know I'll be doing something on Pride Month. I will do. I'm not sure about the book club thing. Whether I'm going to continue that, but we'll have some more of the Yeah, where the Canuck are. We're going to be doing the lace up challenge. And hey, Mike, welcome in. We'll be doing more of the lace up challenge and where we're going with that. Um, I'm going to revamp that a little bit. And then I don't think what else is coming up in June. Maybe we'll do some kind of cruise talk. I'll find something to, because maybe in June or might be July. Maybe we'll be figuring out sooner or later where the Heroes Cruise is going to be on and where it's going. Keeping our fingers crossed sooner than later. Take a guess what ships. So it's going to be on NCL and it's going to be at a Port Canaveral. So we're going to take a guess, and so put in the comments if you're watching the replay. Like, take a guess at what ship it might be. NCL out of Port Canaveral, and this won't be till 2028, so we're taking a long shot because you never know. These cruise lines decide to move ships around, so we've already been on the Encore out of Miami. So what NCL ship do you think he'll be at? Put your guesses in the comments afterwards if you're watching it on the replay. Where do we think we'll be going on? Where do you think we'll be going? What ship will it be going on? And then we can look back and see were we right? Who's right? I don't know. I'm getting excited because I've been watching all the NCL cruise ships going, maybe it'll be that one. Maybe it'll be that one. Oh, I hope it's this one or this one. Maybe not that one. I don't know. I'd be happy to go because I'm looking forward to spending time with the recipients. I just can't wait till we can talk more about them, but I'm still waiting on info so we can make final decisions on the first couple. As soon as I'm able to share that, we will, but I'm not able to share it yet. I wish I could because they seem like really cool people. Hint, hint. No, I can't. What else is coming up? I should look to see whether I don't have any of my mods in here right now. I think they probably both left, or they're just listening. See if controversial cruising. We got Thirsty Thursday tonight, or not? I'm looking. I think they're on a little hiatus because I know they are from. I know they are from Match Game and that too, because people are away or people are busy with family and visitors. I know that Carnival Cruise Addicts are busy with family and visitors this week, so that's okay. There's times I'm busy too, and I will be. Depending when I go over to Michigan, it'll be July. It'll be just after my birthday. Depending on what day I'm going over or whatever, whether I'll do a live or whatever, or maybe I'll maybe go live from their place. I'll do a pop-up live. I'll say I can't really go live anywhere else outside there because I don't want my phone going to roam on me and ending up having additional charges. I've had that problem before. So when you're going from Canada to the US, unless you have one of those eSIM things or a special phone plan or whatever, yeah, mine doesn't cover going for calls or texts from the States here. I can call the States, I can text the States, but I can't do it the opposite direction. Anyways, I think I'm going to hang it up early tonight. I get some allergy meds into me because my eyes are starting to burn. And I'll see you guys next week in the kitchen making poutine. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for new people that have dropped by. Love you guys. We'll see you next